Welcome back to 4th and 1. I'm your host, ChaneGang Chaney, as we get ready to dive into the second half of Week 1. Now, strap in for more thrilling action and more slow special teams, and let's jump into the action. We start with the Dr. Pepper University 23 Flavors taking on the UTEP Miners. From the jump, this game was not going to be close. On the opening kickoff, we see UTEP receiver Tyron Smith take it 96 yards to the house, and even throwing some style points in there as he puts his team up by 7. Later in the first, with 3 minutes to go, here's Miner QB Gavin Hardison on play action, finding his man Josh Farr from 29 yards out to go up by 2 possessions. We're going to move forward quite a bit as YouTube isn't too fond of me showing everyone 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, DPU backup QB Douglas Williamson rolls right, fires off platform into triple coverage, where the ball is tipped and picked off by senior safety Tyreek James, who runs it back to the house. Speed continued to kill DPU in all areas of the game, as running back Deion Hankins fields a punt, bends upfield towards the sideline, and is untouched as he gallops in for 6. Final score in Coach Robert Rowe's return to El Paso is an 84-0 beatdown that resembles Cardale Jones beating hospital children at video games.
Damn.
We then travel to the densely populated state of Maine, where the Black Bears take on the visiting Florida Tech Red Pandas. To start this one, we see this nasty wishbone offense with a pitch out to the running back, who takes it 70 yards to the house. Florida Tech was able to muster a few field goal drives, but when you allow the opposing team to do things like this to you on special teams, you're going to be in for a long, long day. That's the same running back, number 33, on the kick return. Later, we see the same running back take another pitch and he's going to absolutely stiff arm his way into the end zone for the third time today. Little silver lining here for the Red Pandas, though, as QB Dorian Sharp rolls and finds sophomore Brian Carter, who's going to take it up all the way down inside the 10, which would end up leading to a Florida Tech tutty, cutting the lead to 1 possession with less than a minute to go in the first half. In the third quarter, it was just more and more of Maine's offense running the ball down the Red Pandas' throats, as I would hope that number 33 puts in an immediate transfer to an FBS school. He's got some game. Final in this one is 56-13. From here, we travel to the Hampton Roads of Virginia, where William and Mary host the Winks BFFs. What a name. More slow special teams coverage in this one, as the Tribe returns this punt 46 yards to the house. Winks QB Kevin O'Brien throws over the middle on this one, right into the hands of the Tribe defense, who takes it into the end zone. Let's fast forward all the way to the fourth quarter, where the Tribe easily are handing Winks their first loss of the season. Final score in this one, 77-7. Now, let's shift to the Criminals turned athletes of USP Leavenworth as they take on Power 5 opponent, the Kansas Jayhawks. More slow special teams given up for another early punt return for 6. However, we see the Mustang defense fight back, rocking Jayhawk QB Jalen Daniels for a sack fumble by junior DN Brent Bush. Daniels, however, would do more than just recover that ball, as on the ensuing play, he's going to find Luke Grimm with no one around him in the end zone. All things considered, the Mustangs played well, only allowing 2 scores in the first quarter. Mustang QB Mike Myers would find himself hurt and out of the rest of the game, as Kansas turned up the heat for the remainder of this one, and they secured their first victory of the season, winning 77-7. Mike Myers is not expected to miss any time, as the injury is not a significant one. Now, let's get into the game of the episode, as the Battery Creek College Badgers are taking on the Western Illinois Leathernecks. It's going to be real interesting to see what this pass-happy offense looks like under newly appointed head coach John Smith. We'll pick it up here as Badger QB Maurice Mo Thomas is sacked and stripped as the Leathernecks recover it in the Badgers' red zone. That'll turn into a pitch to the running back, number 22. He's going to shift his way into the end zone, but this will be called back for holding. Doesn't seem to matter, though, as a fullback dive finds its mark, and it is a 7-0 ball game with just over 2 minutes left in the first. About a minute later, Western Illinois has the ball back and hands it off to that number 22 back, who uses his speed to take it to the house. Not an ideal start for the Badgers. Takes it right up the middle, uses his speed to bend out to space, and he is gone. In the closing seconds of the first quarter, Mo Thomas is going to roll left, uncork a shot to the right, where Ironman athlete Daniel Johnson, remember that name, is there to make the toe tap on the sideline. On to the second quarter now, and we are going to start to see some life in the Battery Creek Badgers as Marcus Williams takes the rare handoff in this offense and plows into the end zone to put Battery Creek on the board. 3:30 to go in the half now, and the Leathernecks make a huge mistake as Badgers sophomore safety Randy Smith is there to give the ball right back to the offense. We see on the replay here, he's going to play his zone perfectly, and the QB just go ahead and tosses up a prayer. Smith was just there waiting underneath it. Ensuing possession, Mo Thomas has the ball back in his hands, but the O-line sells harder than a military spouse's boss babe program, bringing up fourth down. Anytime we see a punt highlight pop up, we should probably prepare for the worst, as that's more terribly slow play on special teams as the Badgers are going to give up another touchdown. One more drive for the Badgers before half, and I'm convinced Mo must have slept with all of the linemen's moms as they let the free rush get to the QB for yet another sack. With less than 30 seconds to go as the Badgers finally get another drive together, here's Marcus Williams putting the team on his back, though, and being what might be the only bright spot on offense, keeping the game close going into the half. Good job of keeping the legs churning, moving forward, 21-14 halftime. The third quarter is an absolute battle as neither team scores, and the defense continues to dig their heels in, forcing punt after punt after punt. We are going to go into the fourth quarter now, though, as Battery Creek ends the third on a drive on the 22 just outside the red zone. That is not going to be without its woes, however, as Mo Thomas dragged down again for another sack, this time on fourth down, turning the ball back over to the Leathernecks. Ensuing possession, Western Illinois tries for the dagger, and the QB's going to throw it deep. And Daniel Johnson again, this time on defense, is going to keep the dream alive. Great off-ball coverage, keeping up with the receiver, making a play on the ball. Unfortunately, the offense couldn't do anything. And the Leathernecks once again are moving, this time up the gut, breaking tackles all the way down inside the 5, call it the 3. On the goal line, guess who? Daniel Johnson rips the ball away from the QB, and the Badgers will have a chance to tie this game up with a minute to go. Johnson just came in untouched off the edge on the free blitz. We'll see it here, right there. Nobody's there to block him. Punches that ball out. Unfortunately, Battery Creek could only get up to midfield, where Mo Thomas is going to try an underneath route that brings to mind multiple Dallas Cowboy playoff losses from recent years. Western Illinois is going to barely escape with the win in this one. Final score of 21-14. And now for today's player of the game, Western Illinois running back number 22, who consistently showed off speed and great vision, racking up over 150 yards on the ground and would have had multiple touchdowns if not for a holding call on his first trip to the end zone. Today's player of the game is brought to you by Big Mother Truckers Moving Company. Got a big mother? We're your truckers. And just like that, another riveting day in the ChaneGang Conference comes to a close. We've witnessed grit, determination, and above all, the unwavering spirit of competition. As we wrap up today, I want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you. Whether you're here in the stands, at home, or catching this show on the go, your support fuels the magic that is 4th and 1. Remember, the journey doesn't end here. We've got more thrilling matchups, more stories to tell, and more moments to share in the episodes to come. If you enjoyed today's episode, do us a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell, ensuring you're in the front row for our next adventure. Keep the passion alive, and I'll see you on the next 4th and 1. This is ChaneGang Cheney, signing off.